Hey, Coach Reggie here. Wanted to share a quick story that I hope helps you in some way. Got this business I work with. They've been around for about 25, 30 years. I've worked with them for, uh, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. Through COVID, did extraordinarily well. There was kind of a boom. It was something that kind of a home business, major project type thing for consumers that was really booming during COVID. And post-COVID started to slow down a little bit and started to actually backslide a little bit. Owner got a little concerned because it was really easy to sell during that time. And then it started to backslide. We started to dig in a little deeper and found out some real issues from a sales perspective. And we went on this journey and we thought the things that if we just fixed a handful of things, it would really unlock and unleash the business and the growth. And we set on this journey to increase the business to 1.5 times double, double it and then another 50% over the next 3 years. And it has been a really tremendous journey. We've actually doubled the business in 2 years, and that was actually a little bit slow because we had one hand tied behind our back. There were some really big issues with the sales department. So we dug in, fixed those things, unleashed sales, and then also had some issues with installation. And we've, started to work through those things and increase production times. So as a result, the manufacturer where they, supplier manufacturer where they get their products from said, congratulations, it looks like that you are going to be the number one retailer in the country for our product. And you can sell more than anybody else in our little town of Wilmington, North Carolina, which is, just a few 100,000 in population. So it's not a large population area, and we will be the number one seller of this pretty, well-known product. And we're just, ecstatic. And what's happening, if you read between the tea leaves, the rest of the country, their retailers are declining in sales, and we are increasing dramatically, and we have passed them up. And so, the question's starting to come about. What are you guys doing? What's the one, two, what are the handful of things you're doing? And the reality is there's not a handful. There's not a dozen things. There's 100 things that we have done well. And by the way, we screwed some things along the way, so we had to do some things and figure out what not to do and correct it. But the reality is massive growth in a business is not, and doubling a business, taking a business from $3 million, it's plateaued, to $6 million, and plenty of room for upside potential. This could become, and we're seeing the reality, this could be a $10, $15 million company, which is life-changing money for the owner and the leadership team that is, part of this growth and journey. So really, really excited. And the truth is, massive growth in an organization, improving the organization, fixing what's wrong, unleashing its constraint so that it can, double, triple in top line revenue and exponentially increase in valuation is not one thing, 10 things, or a dozen things, but it's 100 things done right. And by the way, if you do one or two things wrong, it's one step forward and then two steps back on, because it takes some time to repair from the things you do wrong, but you get the feedback, you adjust, you correct, and you're really intentional and pace a lot faster in the things you do. So it really takes, some of the big things we've done is, fix the sales process, fix the installation process, but mainly get the team together every month, get clarity on and alignment on where we're headed, fix the constraints and the holdbacks in the organization, and partner with some really smart organizations, that can help facilitate growth. So 100 things. You want massive growth in your organization, it's 100 different things. But start with getting clear direction, clear alignment with the team, and getting some stakes in place for the leadership of the organization to pull together and make massive change in the business. So hope in some way you can pull off some nuggets in that for your own organization and have massive growth yourself. So, all right, talk to you again soon.